Damsel is a brand new Netflix movie which can only mean one thing. It's either going to be one of the biggest hidden gems of the year, or it's just going to be utter total dog shit. But looking at the poster and the trailer for this one, it didn't look half bad. They spent $70 million on this thing. Stars Millie Bobby Brown, of course, 11 from Stranger Things. You got some talented people in here, Ray Winstone. And Millie Bobby Brown plays a young woman who agrees to marry a handsome prince, played here by Nick Robinson, who you might remember from Love, Simon, only to discover that it was all a trap.
It's a trap!
The prince reluctantly throws her deep into a cave with a fire-breathing dragon who gives you serious Smaug vibes. And this young woman, whose name is Elodie, must rely solely on her wits and will to survive. Now, I am a huge fan of movies like Castaway or The Martian, where you have one character who's stuck in one situation, and they have to do whatever it takes to get out of the situation alive. Survival movies like this are really cool, and the fact that this is set almost in like a medieval environment, that gives you a pretty unique flavor for a movie like this. So massive props to Netflix for giving us something different. Even though I will say, in terms of overall plot structure, it is a very predictable story, all things considered. The ending especially, albeit satisfying, was incredibly predictable. And I'll tell you this much, guys, I honestly feel like Damsel went a little bit too long for my liking. It felt like there was a little bit too much setup, or appetizers if you will, in order to get to the main course of the movie, which is in the cave. Because once you get to the cave, that's where I think the movie gets awesome. You get some super inventive CGI in here, which doesn't look half bad for a $70 million budget, it's fine. But conceptually speaking, there's a lot of really neat design things going on here. And again, massive props to the production design team. They pulled it off, man. They really made you feel like you were in this environment way back when, centuries ago. And I actually have a bit of a bone to pick here. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that Millie Bobby Brown can't really carry a movie in a starring vehicle, even though Millie Bobby Brown has already done 2 freaking Enola Holmes movies. Both those movies are great. And she is great at them. Put some respect on her name, man. Joking aside, though, this is more proof that Millie Bobby Brown is such a gifted actress. Even though I feel like her legacy will always be Stranger Things, even once she becomes an old lady, this is another really solid performance to add to her repertoire. She was such a badass in Damsel. And it's like, once you see her come out of the embers and rise up like a phoenix, if you will, I don't want to give too much away. I don't know if that's giving too much away. Like I said, the plot is pretty predictable. You know she comes back. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the performance or just her overall presence in the movie, but you were rooting for her. You were rooting for her to make it out of this sticky situation, and she nails it, man. I mean, other standout performances in here, you have Ray Winstone, who's always freaking great. And believe it or not, I'm gonna throw out Robin Wright's name in here. Robin Wright plays the evil queen. She was ferocious in this thing. Definitely playing against type, so massive props to Robin Wright for picking a part that would challenge her, especially at this stage of her career. But she kills it in this movie. I really dug her performance. I mean, other than that, you have Angela Bassett in here, who's given very much a throwaway role. She's doing what she can with it. Nick Robinson as the prince, he's fine, there's nothing special about this character. Certainly not as interesting as the 3 other names that I mentioned already in Millie Bobby Brown, Ray Winstone, and Robin Wright. It's like, I know he's talented, I just don't know if the scripts gave him anything really interesting to work with. And I feel like that's what's going to be Damsel's biggest drawback, is its predictability. Once she goes down into the cave, and once you realize that this is a survival of the fittest type movie, yeah, you can kind of sense the direction that it's going from that point forward, and you can pretty much guess every single story beat that happens. And I'll tell you this much, every single prediction that I had about this movie, I hit the nail right on the head. Sometimes predictability isn't bad, but there's times where I just wish, like, this whole setup is so unique. I kind of wish that they did a little bit more to make itself stand out. But other than that, good production, good performances. I just wish it was a little bit more ambitious. But hey, it's on Netflix. Maybe it doesn't need to be. I'm going to give Damsel a C+. It's something I probably wouldn't mind watching again. But I also feel like that there are way better movies that you could spend your time with. Let me know what you think of Damsel down in the comments. Let me know if this video encouraged you to go and check it out for yourself, because I love discussing all things movies with you guys. If you happen to stumble upon this channel for the first time today, do subscribe and tap on that thumbs up as well. If you guys are looking to join a great community of geeks, film lovers, and entertainment lovers alike, then boy, you've come to the right place. because we got a lot more to talk about, especially as the spring season starts kicking into another gear. We got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire coming out next week, which I cannot wait for. All that and much, much more to come, guys. Stay tuned. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.